Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be taking part in a brand new event for Magic Arena. It's probably not new to you guys, I'm a little bit late to the party on this one, but I do want to give it a shot because I am a big fan of its bigger brother format, I want to call it. This is essentially Turbo Draft, and it's very much like Omniscience Draft. In this one, we're going to be drafting as normal, however, there's a little twist. Each spell that we're gonna pick and cast costs 5 generic mana less to cast. So essentially, we're gonna be trying to splooge out as much value on the board as early as possible. The only restriction in this one is, unlike the Omniscience Draft, where everything is essentially free, this one we're gonna have to pay the colored costs on things. So this one's very much focused on getting very high-powered moxes. There's some crystals in this format that essentially are free, that allow you to tap for, I think, 3 colors of mana. So we want to be picking those up, and obviously card draw is also a big key for this one. We will have to concern ourselves, I guess, to a certain extent with the colors that we pick. If we can't cast our cards, then we've got a problem. So double-costed cards are probably going to be a little bit more of a premium, but I imagine most of the things that are double-costed are going to be in colours that we're going to be picking anyway, i.e. blue and things like that. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? 5,000 gold in. You do need to go, I think, 5 and 3 with this one in order to get your value back, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's see, what have we got here? So, card draw is kind of key. We also kind of want, you know, things that are, I guess, cycling as well. Just cycling doesn't count as casting, so that wouldn't get cost reduction. But for example, this would be a 1 mana 5/4, which is kind of cool. I almost wonder whether or not like something like Migration Path as a 1 mana grab 2 basics is actually maybe something you want. It does require you to have 1 green mana though. Bear with me, by the way, chat, because I honestly I've not played this one before, so it's going to be a bit of a mystery as to how this format works, but I know the general gist of it. I'm going to give Migration Path a shot. It might just be Cloud Piercer, I'm really not sure though. Since this one can mutate and be a 1 mana 5/4, I'm sure they're pretty good. But we're going to go with Migration Path, fix my mana. We do have Dreamtail Heron, which when this mutates, we get to draw a card. That's pretty good. There's also, whenever a creature control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, but doubt that's a thing. Convolute seems not that bad. 1 blue mana to make our opponent counter. They're probably not going to have 4 mana ever. But I think it's got to be Dreamtail Heron. We do want some threats and we want some card draw, and this is definitely one of those things, so let's go with that. Still no rocks though. Could really do with some mana rocks. Let's see. This is a 1 mana gain control of a creature. Does have its relevance. I was hoping this would be is Tormenting Voice in this format? Or is it Cathartic Reunion? Or is it... It's Cathartic Reunion, right? I was hoping it was that. But it is not. This one's not an easy one. I don't think it's Ominous Seas as cool as it is. I don't know. I could see us drawing that many cards. But not right now. Not right now, I can't. Sack a creature, gain life equal to its toughness, draw a card. Yeah, we'll take the Ominous Seas. We'll see what happens. It's another Migration Path, but we've got a Ketria Crystal, and these are the ones that I was on about earlier. Basically, free mana, so we can cut a land out of our deck every time we see one of these crystals. They are definitely what we want to be picking, I think, every single time we see them. Unless there's some superior card draw. Springjaw Trap is a pretty good one, actually. Flash 1 mana, deals 3 damage to any target. I guess it's not that good. Which is the one I'm thinking of. There's one that draws a card, I think, that's free. But it ain't that. How about Thieving Otter? Is Thieving Otter good? I doubt it's good. Just take another Ominous Seas. If it was good enough last time, it should be good enough now, right? We got a Mutate here, which is good for the Dreamtail Heron. Whether or not it's the pick or not is to be determined. Vulpikeet's not too bad, though. Can give most of our creatures flying, but the Heron currently is our Mutate target, and it already has it, so... I think it's the Recluse. It's not great, but yeah, I don't think any of our picks have really been all that great. Ooh, another crystal. So we are in the right colors with the Ketria crystal as well, which is very nice. We're currently in Tima. So I could see you taking a Rugged Highlands, maybe. I don't know if it's another Ominous Seas. Triple Ominous Seas is a thing, though. If this was an actual draft, that'd be great, I imagine. I was never very good at the Ikoria draft, though, to be honest. It just didn't quite click with me. And maybe this one won't either. We'll have to find out. I'll take the Highlands. Tap 2 creatures for 2 mana. Turn target human creature card from your graveyard and then a non-creature card. I almost feel like you go with Frostveil Ambush. 2 mana, tap 2 creatures that don't untap. Yeah, maybe. And we're back to this pack. This pack was not all that great to begin with. Most people are going to be picking the biggest possible creatures, so I don't think Easy Prey is ever really going to be an easy pick. Could just be a 4-2. Crappy little 4-2. Yeah, I'm not happy with it, but I don't think we're going to get much better. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now. If I make cuts, it's going to be the first one out anyway. I'll take a tentative connection. I'll take a tentative connection. I'll take a connection. And then we've got... As long as the thing's got flash, destroy a creature. I don't think that's going to be relevant, but... Alright, new pack, help me please. Sea Dasher Octopus. Ooh, the Zenith Flare. We did pass a lot of cycling. Remembering Rock Slide is terrible removal, I'd imagine. I'm thinking maybe Sea Dasher Octopus, to be honest. That's decent card draw. There is a 1 mana here, return a non-land permanent you don't control for 1 that draws you a card as well. That's kind of relevant. Not so good on the play, but on the draw it's probably pretty decent. I think you've got to take the rare, though. We are bot drafting, by the way, so we've got all the time in the world to make our picks, and we've got an AI that doesn't know what it's doing picking for us, so we can assume that the very obvious picks can occasionally come back. And Boon of the Wishgiver is 2 blue, but we are in basic 2 blue territory anyway, so I think that's what you got to take. It's a 2 mana draw 4. Can't ask for much better than that. Fire Prophecy does have a draw attached to it. We do have a Migratory Greathorn, though. I think the first time I actually drafted this deck... Ooh, a 1 mana Auspicious Starix. That's going to go before the Greathorn is. I didn't even notice that card was there. Yeah, the first time I drafted this, I was actually playing a Mutate deck, and I didn't do very well at all. It seemed like I was just getting ruffle stomped. So there's a 1 mana Fertilid with a 2 mana activation on it. But then we've also got Godzilla Primal Champion, which I'm leaning towards, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. It's a very, very large boy. And there's a Gust of Wind. We did like that one. I don't mind Convolute, though. But I'm honestly not sure how good this ends up being in the grand scheme of things. A Gust of Wind, though, seems decent no matter what. Okay, we've got Tranquil Cove, which we can use a little bit for fixing. This is a 5 mana... 0 mana, sorry, 3/3. Which we can mutate onto. A free 3/3 is not bad. There is a Cathartic Reunion here, though. 1 mana, draw 3. It's not really the cost reduction that makes this card good, though. But it could be decent. I don't know. I'm going to take the free 3/3. Alright, what's next? We've got a Wilt. Charge of the Forever Beast. An additional cost to cast this spell. Reveal a creature card from your hand. Deals damage equal to that creature, or Planeswalker equal to the revealed creature's power. We do have some pretty big boys in here. So that seems like solid removal for 1 green mana. Yeah, we'll take that. Well, we do have the opportunity to take that Convolute, so we're going to find out whether it's good or not. Cloud Piercer, I think, is probably the pick. We've talked this one up quite a fair bit. So I think now's the time to take it. We could also go with a Sweetwater Cliffs as well. It's reasonable fixing. I don't know what the value of a tap land, though, is in this format. Whether or not, like, losing just because you played a tap land on turn 1 and then your opponent went off. Whether or not that's actually a big deal, I don't know. 1 mana 4/3 with Menace or Trample. Vigilance or Reach on the Griffid for a 3/5. I think you want the 4/3 Menace. Take the Tigerilla. Thwart the enemy. 1 mana, prevent all damage that will be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. That could be a very big swing. I could see that actually just kind of winning me the game. Our opponent all attacks, we fog, we win on the swing back. Another Convolute. Alright, so we've passed a fair few of them up and then they've just ended up coming right on back, so... Now we've got 3 Convolutes and a Wilt. Don't think we'll use the Wilt, but... Whenever Phase Dolphin attacks, another target creature can't be blocked this turn. Meh. It's definitely sideboardable. Ooh, Godzilla, Doom Inevitable. 2 mana 8/8. With Haste and Trample. I mean, there's no debate. I'm just curious what else is in here. We do have an Escape Protocol with a cycle. It is relevant. Hexproof or Flying. There's a Ram Through as well, which is kind of cute. A lot of this stuff's going to come back, though. We've got to take the Godzilla Doom Inevitable. See, I'm really, really into the idea of Zenith Flare. We've got so many cyclers. But we're kind of a mix between cycling and mutate. I'm trying to lean more towards the mutate, but it's not making it easy. There's a Gust of Wind. And then there's also a Migratory Greyhound. Oh, this is the card I was thinking of, actually. Sleeper Dart. The Spring Trap was not the one I was thinking of. Sleeper Dart enters the battlefield and you draw a card. And then you can sacrifice it to stop your opponent's creature from untapping. This is just free card draw, and you should absolutely take it every time, I think. Lavabrink Venturer. Another Convolute. Of One Mind. 1 mana draw 2. I think that's got to be the pick. We got a Savai Crystal. And another Of One Mind that we'd probably really wish would come back. And a Skimmer as well. Or a Shimmer, sorry. We do have to take the Crystal, though. Every time we can remove a land from our deck, the better. 1 mana 5/5 Haste is pretty decent. What else is in here? Base power and toughness of target human. Nope. Lead the Stampede. 1 mana, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal any number of creature cards from among them. Oh. Ooh, Lead the Stampede. Seems pretty decent. Adventurous Impulse. Basically replace this with something else. I don't think that really ideally counts as card draw, to be honest. Might just take another Shimmer. A free 3/3. There's another Thwart the Enemy. It's a Cathartic Reunion. We don't have a graveyard synergy, though, so the discarding 2s kind of feels bad. Basically replacing 3 cards with 3 cards. And we don't know if they're good or not. I'll take a Thwart. Another Rugged Highlands. Or a Fertilid. I think I'd rather have the Fertilid. We got the Terran back, which is not too bad. I think this is the pack which had the 5 mana haster, isn't it? I think it is. Which is a shame it hasn't come back. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a counter on this. We have a fair few. Play that on turn 1 and then grow it. Could have some value. Then again, this is a 3/6 with Hexproof. If we wanted to have that, or Flying. Both very valuable stat lines. We'll go with the Terran. The Almighty Brushwhack. Love this thing, it's just so adorable. There's a Mutate for 1. When it mutates, you gain 4 life. We could just keep mutating all over again. Yeah, I'll take another mutate. The tentative connection. This will take Cathartic Reunion on this particular case. Don't know if I'm going to run it though, but what on earth are you? Whenever you cycle, it gets +2/+0. Huh. Interesting. Shimmer. Tigerilla. Raptor into the sideboards. Swamp into the sideboards. Alright, we got 40 gems for all the things we got there, and then we need to cut this down as well. So, for every single crystal we drew, which is only 3 unfortunately, we get to cut a land out. So that's 3 lands out of the draft deck immediately, which is sweet. I don't think we want the Wilt. It's a little bit too meh. I don't think we want the Cathartic Reunion. Got 3 Convolutes, 2 Thwarts. This is going to be a tough one. I don't know if we ever really touch the top end at all. We got both Godzillas, and I'm very happy about that. Do love me a Starix. I think Starix can really carry this game. Dreamtail Heron. So I think ideally what we're doing is we're going in on the mutate side of things. We could even just get rid of the Auracorn, and then we've got 3 colors. Yeah, that fixes our mana a little bit. I don't think we want to be that greedy. We do have the Survitrium, of course, but it's just one of those things where it's... I feel like this is just extra generic mana that we'd be quite happy with. Yeah, this is just creature steal. It can have its value, for sure, but we'll give it a shot without it, I guess. And maybe thwart the enemies just asking to lose. If we're letting our opponent just kind of swing at us, then it's not doing as many favors. I just wish we had a way of maybe having like a Thassa's Oracle effect where we just deck ourselves and win. I guess we kind of have that with the Ominous Seas. Let's go down the Tigerillas. Really focus on being very heavy on the top end, because to be honest, the top end's not very heavy at all, because everything's 5 cost reduced, so this is 4 mana, this is 2 mana, this is 2 mana, this is 1 mana, you know. To be honest, I should probably put them where they belong, but I feel like it'd have a big pile of just 1 mana cards. Bear in mind, we're cutting down 3 lands as well. Probably could do 4, to be honest. A lot of the times when I'm playing draft decks like this, we can do 4. And I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable about the Rugged Highlands. Don't think we necessarily need it. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I went down there. 14 lands. We'll see how we do. 4 cards left to cut. Migration Path leads to a very exploded turn straight after. Let's go down the thwart the enemy. Let's just assume that we're going to win when we do. I don't mind the Convolutes. I think they're pretty reasonable. Charge of the Forever Beast has just got quite a lot of targets. We should be able to kill most things with that as a removal spell, which is nice. I'm thinking maybe the Wingfold Terran, just as a 3/6, just seems a little bit meh. And where do we go from there? One of the Adaptive Shimmers, maybe? It's just free, but is that really what we need? We're essentially just going to mutate onto something, so maybe it is actually pretty good, because it's free for the turn 1, so we go like turn 0, Adaptive Shimmer, and then turn 1, we've got any one of our mutates for 1 mana to attach to it, and then we're straight swinging. I could see that. We'll go down the Fertilid. Didn't notice that was there. Alright, well, not entirely sure about this one. It's kind of a mystery as to whether or not it's good enough, but we'll see. I might want to fix my mana a little bit more. Maybe go down a mountain, up a forest, since it's so important for us to have that turn 1 lead, I think, with green. Alright, we'll give this a shot. No idea if it's going to be good enough, but we'll see. Anyway, if you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so let's have a look, see what have we got here. We've got a turn 1 we can hold up and convolute. Turn 2, Recluse or Starix, either one. It's fine. I think if we can stop our opponent in their tracks, that'd be great. So let's hold up and convolute. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. They go for a 1 mana spell. And there's a Lava Serpent. I think that's good enough. Get rid of that. No hasty 5/5s for you. Wow. Our opponent passes and we're very happy. Alright, so we do have the of 1 mine, so we're going to go with that first in case we find some crystals. Opponent's got the Shimmer. Ooh, we did get the forest. Alright, so I think I'm going to drop down the Starix. See where we go from there. We can give it trample as well, which is kind of nice. We're going to mutate onto the Recluse and then start going wide, hopefully. So there's the of 1 mind. Perhaps we wanted to save the convolute for our opponent actually finding card advantage like that. Not entirely sure. As I mentioned, this is my first time playing this format, so it's a bit of a mystery to me. Alright, 1 mana mutate. We'll go under. Maintain our 6/6. So we put 2 counters on it, and then we go 1 deep for a crystal, which actually opens up the Cloud Piercer. So we'll mutate onto the Starix, go under again, become a 10/10, and put lands into play, discard the forest, get a Dreamtail Heron, mutate the Dreamtail Heron onto the Starix, under. Go again. We've now got a 12/12. The Savai Crystal. We're going to discard the Adaptive Shimmer. Sleeper Dart is free. We're popping off. Jesus. 2 mana, 8/8 Yadaro. And I guess we could just play a 4 mana Godzilla and Adaptive Shimmer. Let's swing. Seems decent. Not gonna lie. Seems like it's exactly enough to win. Alright, I'm in love with this format. 3 minutes in, and we've just 20'd our opponent. Alright, good stuff. So that bodes well, at least for now, as far as the style of deck is concerned. As I mentioned, I've never played this format before, and I've never actually watched anyone play it either, so this is just kind of my general gist, I guess, of what I should expect. Ooh, a Nethroi. Nice on-theme reward. So yeah, we're 1 win down. We're getting 100 gems on a pack now. We need to get to about 5 wins in order to essentially get back our rewards here. So let's see if we can do that, shall we? Next game. Okay, we're in. This hand's not as exciting as the first, although the first didn't seem all that crazy to begin with either, and we do have a charge of the Forever Beast with a Godzilla in hand, so I think I'm going to keep this one. Our opponent's on the play, so they can make a really big creature, but if it doesn't have haste, then we can probably take it out. So if our opponent plays something similar to us, we might be in a good spot. We could punish the Mutate. Lava Brink Venturer. Gonna pick Odd. Huh. Raw Green Crystal. I'm not too fussed about the Ventura, to be honest. It's only a nickel beast. And... so yeah, it's got protection from odds, and this is 3 mana, which means I can't target the Ventura. But that's fine. We'll get down the Ominous Seas for now. If we ever draw a card draw spell, we can start popping off with that, maybe. Opponent with the Adaptive Shimmer to flash in. I guess I've always got to remember that our opponent could end-step flash for a 3/3. Opponent with a Cathartic Reunion into the Crystal. Savai. This is a Mardu one, right? It is. Well, I feel like the Shimmer is probably... yeah, it wasn't worth using the charge on, but the Ferocious Tigerilla is maybe a little bit more likely to be worthwhile. I just don't like that we're not really doing anything. Alright, we'll kill the Tigerilla, and then we'll reveal Godzilla to deal 11 damage to that creature with a Convolute open. Yeah, I don't think Godzilla is as good as I maybe made it out to be. Another Shimmer. I want to say no to that. I feel like it's not really... I shouldn't be taking that much damage, basically, because we're taking 6 next turn already. And I don't have anything on my board. I feel like this hand probably should have been mulled, to be honest. Ooh, Boon of the Wishgiver, except for we don't have double blue. So we feel a great deal of sadness. We'll cycle the Frostveil Ambush, try and find an island, maybe? Another Convolute. Yeah, this hand's just destined to lose, unfortunately. Yeah, let's cycle the Boon. I can't rely on actually being able to cast it. Opponent with another Shimmer. Another Convolute for you. We got one of one mind, actually. It's not terrible. We were essentially looking for either Mana Rocks or card draw, so that works. Coordinated charge, and that's 10 points of damage, and we lose. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one. I should have mulled it. I think that's the moral of that story. Learning lesson, I guess. But we'll go for the next one. We are now 1-1. Okay, we have Migration Path turn 1 with a Ketria Crystal. Yeah, this is fine, this. I like this. Alright, so we're going to play a Forest, play a Crystal. Crystal allows us to hold up and Convolute, so our opponent can't really have the same kind of aggressive start. Migration Path is going to grab us a Mountain, so we can play Godzilla. We have one already on the Ketria Crystal. We've got the double green in hand. We do actually need the double blue, so it's going to be a mountain and an island here. And I think we pass. I don't think we play Ominous Seas. It's not going to really explode in power next turn anyway. Convolute, not useful on an Adaptive Shimmer there. 2 though. It's pushing it. I feel like we'd let that go. Probably try to counter maybe some card draw from our opponent. Wow! Really? 3 Shimmers in hand. That is absurd. Yeah, I feel like our opponent can really pop off if we countered at least one of them. I think our opponent knows it as well. They played a land drop for the turn. And to be honest, I'm going to go for that. I'll take the bait. Savai Crystal. Godzilla Hardcast. think you just cycle Ominous Seas. Another Convolute, which you can't hold open. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think we're done. I think the game could have tapped it in such a way that we had a Convolute open here and we would have been able to use it. So let's find out if the card they play is actually going to win them the game. I'd say so. I'd say it's yeah. I'd say that'll do it. Take 6. Threatening lethal. We got Frostveil Ambush, so we can tap some stuff down. Yeah, I've gotta go for this. I've gotta take them to the 8. I've gotta upkeep, tap down their board. Can't hold up and Convolute at the same time though. So I guess, well, we have to go for it. Tap 2. We're gonna die to the Heron if we don't tap it down, so it's as simple as that. Opponent draws. Goes up to 16, and another Heron that we can't counter. We draw a land. Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Guess we're getting for 8. Played a land. They don't untap. But they have enough on board right now to stop us from dealing lethal, and then if we don't attack, they're going to hit us with a Heron and win, so we need to draw an answer to this Heron right now. Cavern Whisperer, each opponent discards a card. Well, you're going to make me do it. I might as well do it. Convolute the Shimmer. Opponent with the Mythos. Oof. Alright, is it possible for us to 8 our opponent? No, probably not. Cycle. Adaptive Shimmer, and that'll do it. Alright, 1 and 2. Meh. Alright, let's have a look at this hand. Does this do anything explosive and awesome? Because I feel like that's the mistake I'm making, is I'm not committing terribly hard to a specific hand. This one, essentially, it's Ketria Crystal into Migration Path with Sea Dasher Octopus. Potentially mutating onto a thing. It's not great. It's not great. Our opponent also gets to play as well, so Convolute's lost its value a little bit. I feel like maybe we could draw our way out of it, though. Is it worth the risk? It just doesn't feel like a very on-the-draw kind of hand. I'm gonna take them all. Okay. Well, this is a hand. We're gonna get rid of Charge of the Forever Beast. Yeah. I don't love it, but if we draw an island, we've got Boon of the Wishgiver to draw 4, which does definitely help a lot. Hunt just leads with a Tigerilla and passes. Okay, so that's a Ketria Crystal. I'm gonna play that. It's a turn 1 boon. Adaptive Shimmer for our opponent. Then we go straight for it. Draw 4 cards. Didn't really get what we needed there, to be honest. We'll get rid of... Nice. Nice. God forbid you ever take time to figure out what you need to do. Get rid of the island. So I think it's Migration Path with Frostveil Ambush next turn. I think we're going to play the tempo game. Oh, but there is a recluse. So, play the forest. I think we just go for the migration path and thin the deck. Grab an island and a mountain. Or don't. Also works. Dreamtail's a 3/4. It's a non-creature spell to pump that. So I think we go Heron. I think we actually just mutate onto the Recluse. Just make a big boy. So we draw a card and put 2 counters on our Heron. And then next turn we should be able to pop off quite nicely. If we're not dead. The sheer amount of Pyroceratops triggers, though, scares me. That's a removal in this format as well. There's a Savai Crystal. What would you use? Fire Prophecy does draw your cards. Could have their own charge of the Forever Beast, I suppose. If we're considering what we've already got ourselves. Probably only takes a Gust of Wind as well to beat us at the wrong time. But by the way, it's your go. Go for blood. Okay. So, it puts us into a position where we can't take damage anymore. Can we just not take damage? I think we could not take damage. We're at 1. I think we can get away with it. So we have... Frostveil, Ambush. Yeah, the problem is we need an island. So I think I have to go of one mind. And that kind of works. Sort of. Play the mountain. Gust of Wind. The Pyroceratops. Play... I think we play Cloud Piercer here. There's a 5/4 with reach. And then we flash in the Shimmer. Can't attack. Cannot attack. Tigorilla has Menace. Okay. If they got a Convolute, we're in trouble. We are saved. Maybe. We're gonna block here and here. Hope for the best. Looks like our best is good enough for now. God, if only we could untap, that'd be amazing. If we can untap, I think we've got a really good shot of winning this game. Oh my god. Crystal. Lead the Stampede. Top 5, take all the creatures. We've got Starix, amazing. Starix mutates onto the Dreamtail Heron. Didn't have a Convolute before. They don't anymore either. Starix does lots of things that I honestly, at this point, I don't know. Sleeper Dart draws a card. Okay, we want the island for the Frostveil ambush, and then we're swinging for 15. Oh no, we're swinging for 10. If they've got the 1 mana 5/5 haste, I guess we've got the Frostveil ambush, but I don't know. They're going to die in the air next turn anyway, most likely, so I don't really want to push it. Yeah, Adaptive Shimmer, you can have that. I've got one of my own, so we basically countered that ourselves. In fact, let's do it now. Opponent goes into combat. We tap tap. And we're threatening lethal. And that is why you take your time to make the correct decisions, opponent, instead of your going people. That's been a lesson with SuperMadLad. Alright, we're now 2-2. Whew! That was a really close one. I did thoroughly enjoy that game, even though I did not enjoy my opponent at all. But it's pretty good. 2-2. We need to just consistently win, and I don't think we're going to do that. I think we were really lucky on that one. I think Starix is the reason why we keep winning, hands down. Like, if we don't find that, we're in a lot of trouble. But we seem to do just fine playing a little bit of a tempo game, and I'm kind of happy playing tempo quite a lot of the time. So I don't know. We'll see. This could be the last game. Let's find out in just a moment. Okay, we're in. We honestly have a very good hand. It's lacking colours to a certain extent, but we have our off-colour Savai crystals, so we can at least play our red cards. But I really like this one. Sleeper Dart on turn 1, also very good. We could do Island into Of One Mind, potentially, as well. I guess we'll lead off with Sleeper Dart. There's no Pact of Negation here, so I don't have to worry about our opponent not being able to do anything here. But we know that they've got Adaptive Shimmers, because it just held priority. So, for whatever that's worth. We'll go with... I guess we'll play the island now, in case we want to convolute the Adaptive Shimmer. I don't even know if we want to be honest. But I guess considering we don't really have a board state, it might be worth doing. Gust of Wind's not exactly going to help with that. Yeah, I think we just pass and we probably just counter one of them. I'll tell you what, we let 1 resolve, but we don't let 2 resolve. There's 1. Got to use our life totals somewhat as a resource, haven't we? And they could just go for a very heavy, like 5/5 haste here if they have a mountain. And whatever its name is called. I don't know the draft chaff names off the top of my head most of the time. It's going to be a swamp. Okay. We also have the Sleeper Dart as well, which... means that creatures don't untap, so this Shimmer can stay tapped if we want it to be. We should probably do. Okay, so... Of One Mind, draw 2 cards. Another Convolute. I want to play quite carefully with my Dreamtail Heron, because it's my only threat, and it stops me from being able to tap out for a Convolute. So I think we have to just stop that from untapping, and then pass the turn with Convolute. Gotta play the tempo game until we find our Starix, which seems to be the only good card in our deck. But I think next turn we can go Dreamtail Heron and hold up and reasonable stuff. Opponent's got a Zagoth Triome, and now we're probably popping off with the Ketria Crystal into the Dreamtail Heron with double Convolute open. Now we don't care that the Shimmer's untapping, and we can stop our opponent playing cards for quite some time. We are going to need to find something good though, so it actually might be in our best interest at points as well to just let something resolve so that we can bounce it back to their hand to draw a card here. Humble Naturalist, I'm certainly not countering that. I'm probably not even bouncing it, to be honest. Might see the black Mutate to drain, maybe? I doubt they're getting in. I believe we are the aggressors here, even though our opponent's dealing 4 to us and we're dealing 3. I think because of the amount of tempo we've got in our hand, we probably want to be pushing some damage through from time to time. Because we will eventually find what we need. And I would like the explosive I win out of nowhere kind of turn that we keep getting with our recluses and whatnot. But I don't know, maybe it's not the time for that right now. Yeah, we'll pass for now. We've got too much of a controlling hand to really relinquish that. And we can maintain it for 2 or 3 turns at least, while we draw into something better. So our opponent's got a 6/6 Honey Mammoth. To be honest, it's probably worth countering. It's not worth bouncing, because it's going to gain them life. That's not good tempo. So we'll convolute that. It's dead. You cannot pay 4. Alright. Wow. It's a cute little card. But it's in the graveyard now. Boneyard Lurker. No. Absolutely not. That gets back the Honey Mammoth and that upsets me. Can't be having that. Alright, now we're in let's attack mode. Yeah, because we're now not drawing anything good. Alright. So get in for 3. Play the forest, pass the turn. It's not worth an ambush just yet, but if they mutated onto it, then I would definitely be inclined to tap it down at that point. Depending on how insignificant the mutate might be as well. Maybe we want to actually go for a Gust of Wind, who knows? Lead the Stampede. Yeah, that's one I wish I could have convoluted, to be honest. That's a major card. Look at the top 5. They got 2, and one of them's Space Godzilla and Bristling Boar. Not the worst. Space Godzilla's kind of annoying. But we can Gust of Wind it. That's where we stand on that one. Yeah, we're not using Frostveil Ambush on most of this, to be honest. We'll use it when we've got a turn where Space Godzilla's coming in. So then we get to stop that 8 points of damage instead. I'm just kind of hoping that Gust of Wind actually draws me something good. Okay, Gust of Wind, Space Godzilla. Charge of the Forever Beast, not looking too great. Ominous Seas. Also not really looking relevant. I think we cycle that. Ooh, Sea Dasher Octopus. That's actually a very good one. So let's mutate Sea Dasher onto the Dreamtail Heron. Underneath, we draw a card. Play the Forest. Swing, draw a card. Ooh, 8 points. Okay. So we can use the Charge of the Forever Beast to take out the Space Godzilla, which will take most of their turn to tap out. We don't have the double blue open. I'm sure we could have probably tapped this Savai Crystal at some point. Yeah, so Charge matches their 8/8 with my 8/8. If we find a red source, we can haste in Godzilla. You know what? It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. That probably wins you the game. That's a rough one. So we're taking 8, and our entire turn basically looks like killing Space Godzilla and tapping down 2 creatures. Just to buy us more time that we probably don't have. Really needed that mutate creature around, so we could find something like Starix or draw more cards, at the very least. That was a really clutch charge for them. Holds back a bit, actually. Must have something with a naturalist. This can only cast creature spells. What's flashing? That's 2 mana. That I don't know. And we have not really drawn anything of note. So take care of Space Godzilla. Play the land, pass the turn. Gonna tap down the Shimmer and the Bristling Boar. And hope for the best. I think we might have to just cycle Godzilla at this point. I need something like Boon of the Wishgiver to really set me back into this game. Alright, tap and tap. Can pay for Convolute. Can't pay for 2. Imagine they get in for 1. I really do not know why they wouldn't. So there is no world, I don't think... Oh no, there is actually. I was going to say there's no world where I get Godzilla to deal 14, but I think it's possible. It's improbable. I think it's possible. So we've got the Glowstone Recluse. But if we found like Boon of the Wishgiver, we'd be able to draw 4, and then maybe chain together some spells. That's a Greater Sandworm. Well, that would block very nicely. We draw a mountain. Okay, so now we have to cycle to not die. Can we not use the Savitron, please? It's the only one that's off color, and you know it. Gotta cycle this or die. And hit a land. Womp womp. That's gonna be game. Well, a little bit of a hit or miss one on that one. Ended up going like 2-3, but as a first run, I'm not too upset with that one. I feel like I've learnt a lot. The value of cards has definitely changed in my eyes. I'm sure you've already told me down in the comment section below how I've undervalued a card, or maybe overvalued one as well. I certainly have done that. But there's definitely something to doing auspicious Starexing and things like that I'd like to give this another shot, to be honest. So yeah, this format's kind of cool. If you like Limited and you like the Omniscience draft, you might enjoy this one quite a fair bit. Let's claim our prize, shall we? Our very pitiful prize. And we'll open it up as well while we're at it. But yeah, I'd like to give this one another shot. I don't think I might. I'm not sure if I have enough time, actually, to play a second run of it. 20 gems. Good stuff. Yeah, every single rare is gems for me. It's great. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, let me know what you think down in the comment section below about this particular format and as to whether or not you would like to watch it again. And yeah, without further ado, gonna end off here. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.